everybody, and welcome back to Bigger on the Inside, the New Who Doctor Who Watched On podcast. It's me, Tim, and I don't know why I sounded so excited about that. I'm also here with Harrison, the son of Harry. Hello, Harrison.
Hilarious joke. Alonzi, everyone. How are we doing?
Not too bad. So a photo got put online today by Christopher Eccleston on his Instagram, all over Twitter, on Big Finish Twitter as well. Christopher Eccleston he's either just gotten the script for his Ninth Doctor adventures, or he's actually turned up to record his adventures. Let me see what Big Finish has said. They've just said he's back.
He's back.
And then the image of Eccleston holding the script. Obviously, all that stuff's already available to pre-order. There's no new news about that. But basically, at first, it might just seem like a picture of Christopher Eccleston holding a script. But thanks to Twitter and my BDI, I've been able to deduct some information from the script. Are you ready, Harrison?
I certainly am, yeah.
Okay, so,
I want to get into this.
So we already know it's the Ninth Doctor adventures, but we're not really too sure when these are going to be set. It's looking like this is going to be set before Series 1. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
Do you think that's the best option?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe it's like, because it's kind of like, I mean, in his era anyway, on telly, all those episodes are all connected. They all go towards the finale where he regenerates. So I really believe it's the only option really to have. I think any audio is kind of like that happens in between the episodes or whatnot. I don't really believe there's a point to it. You got this whole era of like this whole area of canon that hasn't really been like all touched upon. So I believe it's kind of like the most obvious option in a way.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping it's the case anyway.
Yeah, I feel like if you were to do a Big Finish set in between episodes, you would have to return everything to the status quo at the end of that episode. So almost like the point of doing it wouldn't be that exciting unless you were just to have a fun story with the Doctor and Rose. But because it would be good to see Chris and Billy doing something again together.
Oh, God, yeah.
But you've also got to sort of question the quality of it rather than the fact that we just want it.
Yeah, no, absolutely, mate. I completely I get your point. Obviously, for a majority of the audience who got into New Who, it was their entry was like him and her on screen together. It was their entry into Doctor Who. So obviously, to hear that, it would be great. But also as well, as you described, it depends on the quality. If you have an audio in between these episodes, and it's got the Doctor in it, and he's in if he's got Daleks in it, for example, and he's in a corner and they're about to kill him, you know it's not going to happen. It could have parted the waves. And that happens to Rose as well. If it happened to Rose, if it ends on a cliffhanger where an alien's about to kill her, you're there like, well, no, I know it's not going to happen because of canon.
So this is volume 1 that he's recording. It's the only thing that we currently know is that there is the one volume. It looks like this first volume just let me double check that. There's 4 different volumes, but it's the one series that they've announced.
Right.
And it seems that this first volume is going to be called Ravages. What on earth does that mean, Harrison?
I've got no idea, to be honest. I mean, as the title, if I'm honest, it's a bit like all generic, really. It could mean anything, honestly. Yeah. That could just be anything. But for how they normally have, in terms of audio with Doctor Who, how they normally have a title of like a collection of episodes and like all together, it's normally related to like the overarching of those episodes. I mean, from the 8 audios that I've got anyway, and from other Doctors, that's how they normally title them, if they're kind of like contained together, like as you said, like in a volume.
Yeah. But
I don't know.
Well, I've just Googled Doctor Who Ravages, and I've come on to Doctor Who expand.fandom.com, right? And I have found the Time Ravages. A newly regenerated Doctor and his companion, Greg and Nadia, land on Temporoso. Could it be that the legendary time being, the Temporon, is not a legend after all? Or are the Daleks up to their old tricks again? This was written by Nicholas Briggs, released in 1985. It's 80 minutes long, 2 minutes. I have no idea what type of medium this is. It looks to me to be a comic. I am
Right.
wondering if this is something that Nicholas Briggs has wrote as a child and has just adapted it for Christopher Eccleston.
Mm. That is interesting. I mean, like, really, like, I mean, in common, obviously, they've got the writer in common, which is quite huge, and the title as well. Elements of that are in there, but
Yeah.
obviously, I mean, apart from that, it could be a completely unrelated adaptation, you know. But it's interesting that he's the writer, and they have that in common. So perhaps it's an adaptation. I mean, is it a comic, an audio? I mean, I don't know if you've got that
No, it
information. Or...
looks to me to be a comic. Nicholas Briggs would have been 24 at the
Right.
time. Um,
Okay.
Let me have a quick look.
Who's the
Script, music,
incarnation in it?
theories, editors, directors, cover art. Maybe it's actually an audio
Okay.
or an old audio. Following previous
All
story, the
right.
space following story, Connection 13. I have
Hmm.
no idea what any of this is, but perhaps that's
Connection.
something that it could relate to. Um, Volume 1,
Possibly.
Episode 1 is going to be called Spheres of Freedom. Again, Harrison, I'm going to ask you, what does that mean? Whilst I quickly Google what it could
Well,
possibly mean.
um, well, um, yeah, I haven't got anything. That could, mate, it could be anything. You know, it's a Doctor Who canon and universe. This could be Daleks. This could be Weeping Angels. This could be the Slyorians. This could be anything. We don't know. I mean,
Spheres. Oh, that's Songs of Freedom. That's something completely different.
all right.
I
Freedom.
really cannot see anything about this apart from the Radio Times. Its new article. Christopher Eccleston returns to Doctor Who. Might have been announced back in August, but it's still rather exciting to get our first confirmation that the Ninth Doctor's big comeback is actually properly, officially happening. The moment has now arrived,
Yeah.
with Eccleston proudly displaying a copy of the script for the audio drama producers Big Finish in a new Instagram post, which they later shared on Twitter. Eccleston's post came with the caption, "Not even a token." The Eccleston's post came without a caption,
Yeah.
"Not even a token." Fantastic, but eagle-eyed fans have been able to spot some details about the story he's recording from the script page.
Okay.
As it stands, it appears that the first volume in the upcoming Ninth Doctor Adventures bears the subtitle Ravagers or Ravengers, with the first story written by Nicholas Briggs being called Sphere of Freedom. The page also reveals details of a character who appears in the story alongside the Ninth Doctor, a skilled chef from the Sphere of Freedom enlisted by the Time Lords to stop a dastardly plan. So it looks like the Doctor may be picking up a new companion.
Wow, and they know how to cook. I presume he's landing in America. Then he's going to be off to how he's going to be he's going to run into, like, you know, where's the lamb sauce of Gordon Ramsay? Sounds like his next companion.
Where have you got that from?
Because they know how to cook. They're a chef.
Chef? Where have you got
Gordon
chef
Ramsay?
from?
Is that what you said? Did you say chef?
No. When did you think I said chef?
Did you say
Oh, I did say chef, didn't I? I said a skilled chef.
That's what I mean. That's what I thought. Like, they're
Weird.
getting the companion that's a chef.
Each of the 4 volumes of Big Finish's Doctor and Ninth Doctor's Adventures were released on a 4-disc collector's edition box set or download containing 3 brand new full audio cast adventures, plus a selection of behind-the-scenes extras. Doctor Who fans worldwide can now hear blah, 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 blah. So, new companion as well, it seems. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, yes, hallelujah. I'm glad he's getting a new companion. That's great. Yes,
think
I'm
it's
into
strange
Rose.
that he's never mentioned her before?
Well, you know, canon audios, it's a whole, you know, issue in itself, really. But
I think it's fair to say this is good. This
you
is something to be excited about.
know, oh, definitely. God, yeah. I'm glad he's having a new companion. Like, everyone, you know, all he's ever had is Rose, and that's it. So it's cool we get to know more about his lore. I mean, I'm aware it's happened before, like in the comics and whatnot, but audio, you know, actually hearing it, like him again in the role with a new actor or whatnot, a new companion, it'd be great. And who knows, like, I mean, you know, who knows if this companion, you know, just because they're going to enter, even if they enter into this era under Chris, if they're like opt to like as appear again in future audios of like maybe David Tennant and Matt Smith to keep the canon. I don't know.
That would be good. It would also maybe make good grounds for if the Ninth Doctor was to return to the series, say for the 60th, why because I hate to say this because it may sound slightly un-PC, but Eccleston can get away with looking like he did in 2005, but Billie Piper was only about 24, and she doesn't, no offense to Billie Piper, she maybe doesn't look as childlike as she did when that first series started. But Eccleston also, you know, the way you age between, let's say, 19 and 30 is drastic between 45 and 60 or whatever.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll be fun to see. But written by Nicholas Briggs, you know more about Big Finish than me. Is that a good sign?
Oh God, yeah, it absolutely is. Yeah, a majority of his audios that he's managed to write are either like, I mean, they're either like all great or they're just like entertainment for Doctor Who. They're always like enjoyable. Like, I don't believe I've ever heard an audio of his that I've gone, that's horrible. I perhaps heard the odd episode of his that's like, okay, it was all right, but it's always it's like up to quality for Doctor Who audios as they go. He's really good, and obviously he's kind of like the helm of it anyway, of audios. So
cool. So basically we've discussed everything that there is with this. If you have any theories yourself, do leave them in the comments and I will get back to you if I have time, or can be bothered. Thanks for joining me, Harrison. Do you want to say bye, Harrison?
Yes, of course. As always, thanks for having me on. And, you know, as he said, if you've got anything in the comments you want to add, and if you've heard anything else about this, hand us a heads up. We can perhaps talk about it in future.
Yeah, cool. So thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you again soon. Bye!